Welcome everybody into the IA Sports Studio. My name is Cadence, and today I will be delivering you guys new dual team rankings. We got a ton of Facebook messages asking when these are coming out. Didn't release them last week, I believe. Last time you saw me was our fourth set. Today is our fifth set. Excited to bring them to you guys. As always, be sure to like this video, comment if you enjoy this type of delivering, like a show type of way. I enjoy doing it, and hopefully you guys do too. Before we do get started, some things coming up. We do have new individual rankings for the boys coming out this week. I was told on Wednesday that is our tentative plan. So hopefully around middle of this week with this snowstorm coming up, you guys can have some content to look forward to. And Mendenhall, full final matches, I should say, will be on Rockfin soon. I was there at the Mendenhall invite. Ton of fun, ton of good matches. Those final matches, the full matches, will be put on Rockfin for our subscribers first anyway. We might put them on YouTube eventually, but again, if you're not subscribed to iWrestle on Rockfin, tons of great content coming your way, including these two things, individual rankings and Mendenhall full final matches. I got every single one but 215 because they moved them to another match. So Drayshawn Ross, I'm sorry I did not get your finals match. Anyways, though, let's get right into this. We got tons of teams to talk about, starting with our honorable mentions in Class 1A. This is alphabetical order, Class 1A honorable mentions: Denver, East Buchanan, Lawton Bronson, Sioux Central, Westwood, and Woodbury Central. These are all the teams looking just outside of our top 24. Getting into our top 24, the last team in right now is Missouri Valley. They placed third place at the Tri-Center Invite. They were an honorable mention last week, and now they sneak into our rankings this set. At 23, another honorable mention in our last set of rankings, Central Springs. They had wins over Garner Hayfield, and they had two losses, one to Osage and one to Lake Mills, so not bad losses by any means there. At number 2, Pleasantville. They dropped 4 spots. They were 18th in our last set of rankings. They got 5th place at the Mustang Invite. And at 21st, our last little team in this little section, Interstate 35. They were 17th last week. They lost to Atlantic, lost to Columbus Winfield Mount Union, lost to Creston, and lost to Southeast Polk's JV. So tough little week for Interstate 35. They still hang on in our rankings and find themselves at number 21. Hopping into our top 20, that team right there is Earlham. They jumped up 2 spots. They were 22nd in last set's ranking. They had a win over Ogden and a second place finish at the Mustang Invite. At number 19, Akron Westfield, they jump up 2 spots with wins over Central Lyon, Georgia Little Rock, and Esterville. And at number 18, Emmitsburg. Emmitsburg drops down 4 spots after a third place finish at the Clear Lake Invite. At number 17, Shenandoah, they jump up 3 spots. They were 20th in the last set of rankings, lost to Underwood, lost to Glenwood, but finished first place at the Mid-Buchanan Invite in Missouri. Hopping into our top 16 here, at 16, Underwood. They drop 3 spots. They were 13th in the last set. They had a win over Shenandoah, second place finish at the Tom Deneen Invite in Nebraska, lost to Hinton, and got 7th place at the Roland Dyer Invite. At number 15th, Riverside of Oakland. They got first place at the Joe Cruthers Invite in Missouri. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. Riverside, they jump up 1 spot. They were 16th in the last set of rankings. At number 14, Nottoway Valley. They were 19th in our last set of rankings, so they jump up 5 spots, one of our bigger risers in this set of rankings. They finished first place at the Tri-Center Invite and got a 44-33 win over Martinsdale. At number 13, MFO Marmac. They jump up 2 spots, another riser here as well. They had a win over East Buchanan, a win over South Win, and a loss to North Fayette Valley of 2A. At number 12, Logan Magnolia. They dropped 3 spots. They had a win over Atlantic, a win over Sheldon, but a loss to Sioux Central. That puts Logan Magnolia just outside the top 10. And our first team outside of our top 10 this week is Lisbon, who rises 1 spot from last set's rankings, lost to Mount Vernon, win over Assumption, and a 4th place finish at the Triple E Invite. Hopping into our top 10, though, in Class 1A. At number 10 is Wapsie Valley. They jump up 1 spot from last set. They had a win over ACGC, I believe is what that should say, and a 2nd place finish at the Triple E Invite. At number 9 is Jessup. They drop 1 spot. They had a win over Denver, a loss to Union, and a 1st place finish at the Far Jabins Invite. At number 8 is West Branch. They were number 10 last week. They find themselves at number 8 this week. Lost to Wilton and a 3rd place finish at the Gary Curtis Invite. At number 7 is Hinton. They will hang on to this exact same spot that they were last week. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Accidentally pressing too many buttons here. Never mind that. Number 7, Hinton. They stay at this spot. They were in this spot last set. Hinton had a good week, a win over Underwood, a win over Central Lyon, Georgia Little Rock, and a second-place finish at the Tri-Center Invite. And our first team outside the top 5 is West Hancock. They held down this spot last set of rankings. They lost to Lake Mills, had a win over Chlorian Goldfield, win over Garner Hayfield, and a win over AGWSR. Now, if you remember last time I revealed the top 5 all at once, I think this time I'm going to do it a little differently and go one by one to kind of keep the suspense going. At number 5 is Nashua Plainfield in Class 1A. They lost to Osage but placed first place at the Tripoli Invite. They were number 5 last week. They're number 5 this week. At number 4 in Class 1A is Lake Mills. They had a win over West Hancock, a win over North Butler Clark, a win over Forest City, and a win over Central Springs. So a perfect week for Lake Mills, and they hang on to this number 4 spot that they had in the last set of rankings. Moving into the top 3, at number 3 is Don Bosco. Had a win over Union and a first-place finish at the Jerry Eckenrod Invite. Now, our top 2, we do have a little switch up here. At number 2 is Wilton. They were number 1 last week. Now they dropped to number 2. They had a good week, 58-18 over South Tama, another win over Anamosa, win over West Branch, but they got second place at the Gary Curtis Invite, and the team that jumped them finished first place at the Gary Curtis Invite. That's now back-to-back sets of rankings where I believe these two, Alburnett and Wilton, have flip-flop between 1 and 2, so obviously you can tell how tight this race is between these two. Again, Alburnett finishing first place at the Gary Curtis Invite, also adding a win over Maquoketa Valley. That is all I have for your Class 1A rankings. Again, be sure to like this video, comment whether you agree, disagree. We always are checking the comments. We're always reading what you guys are saying. Share this video, share this link to a teammate, a friend, a parent who would find this interesting and would like to see where your team ends up. So again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next week for the next week's Dual Teams rankings.